Hi everyone, welcome to EasyTender Architectural Finishing Session Training video. Before actually assigning the finishes to each of the location areas, you need to assign or input the details for the doors and window openings and also the schedule for the finishes. And the step that follows that is assigning each of these features to the location areas. So this video represents the initial steps of inputting the door and window details into EasyTender. For this video, we'll be using this final station of EasyTender. So, one will be inputting the miscellaneous doors and we'll be putting the miscellaneous windows over there. So we'll start off with the miscellaneous doors. Double-click the cell under quantity. And once you double click, it'll take us to the manual station where we need to input the doors and their dimensions. So once again, we need to start off and be aware on what location we'll be working on exactly. So part, remember when it talks about which project you'll be working on. So we'll be working on our project, meaning the project. And level means which floor you'll be working on. So if you start from ground floor as an example. Next, for chapter and section, don't change these inputs because we're already on wizard chapter. And under wizard chapter, we're on miscellaneous doors, windows, and other finishes. So to start off, this is the calculation sheet for current item elements. You need to double click on the first one under equation area or equation name. Next, you need to select the icon where it says area of door. So when you scroll down a little bit, you'll find area of door. Once you double click on that, you'll get this small section. So you need to input the width and the height. I'll go back and refer to our drawing as an example over there. We need to input the number or different types of the doors and the dimensions. So we'll start off with T1 of dimension 80 and 220. Beware, this is in centimeters, so we need to input, or you need to be careful that the unit that you should input in EasyTender should be in meters. So we'll start off with the first one. It's 80 and 220, or width is 0.8 and the height is 2.2. Once you click that, you need to select calculate, and then it goes back to the second cell or second row. You can change the name over there as T1 as it is in our drawing. Instead of doing one by one or row by row, what we prefer, and that would be easier for the users, select the row by making sure it's highlighted in orange. Once you do that, right click and then select the very first option where it says insert identical data. Once you click on that, what you get is a table format. The elements will be tabulated, and this will make you have an easier way to input all your door details. So we've got T2, T3, and so on. Let's go back to the drawing as a reference. We need to input T1 that we have done. We need to put then T2, T3, and finally T4. These are the four types of the doors that we've got as an example for this video. So we'll start off with T2 of dimension 1.1 and 2.2, and we need to name it as T2. So we've got already T2, and then the width was 1.1 and the height as 2.2, so I'll just keep it as it is. Next, see how when you click on the row below that, it opens it for you directly. So this is an easy way rather than putting them row by row in that side of the screen. So we'll end up with T3 and T4. So in T3, if I go back to the drawing to check for the dimension, this is like a pocket door, so it's 1.6 and 2.2. So I'll just put that in T3 as 1.6 and height as 2.2. I'll just keep that as it is. And finally for T4, I have 0.8 and 2.2. So I'll keep this 0.8 and here as 2.2. Now beware, n refers to the number of the door types. So for example, there's one of T1, one of T2, one of T3, and so on. We don't prefer changing the number of the doors or the different types of doors in here, because later on you need to assign the door types for each of the location areas. So we'll just keep n as 1. Once you're done, click on Insert. And directly all the equation parameters for all 4 door types are there. Equivalent, you'll get the total quantity as an output over there, as sum and per element, per door type. For T1 you've got 1.76 as an example, T2 2.42, and so on. Now we'll go back to the main screen to input the window details. So you simply click on back to main screen in case you want to see that as a final station. Okay, now let's see how in case you want to select all these elements and copy paste them to different floors. So we worked actually on ground floor and we wish to select these elements and copy paste them in different floors. So before we go to the windows and their details, you can select all of them by click and drag, and once they're highlighted in orange color, it means that they're selected. Once you do that, right click and you'll get the third option as export the breakdown or breakdowns data. It means copy and paste into new locations or new floors. Please select that. And once you select that, it gives you even the option to whether you want to copy paste into your same project in different floors, or if you wish to select and copy paste them in different projects. So for example, building A and building B. So I wish to select and copy paste them in the next floors. So our project is the project, and then the levels I wish to copy them to mezzanine, floor 1 and floor 2 as an example. So once you're done, you click on finish and spread. Once you do that, it says here to replace existing data, click yes, or to add to existing data, click no. So initially, if you actually had some existing data on these floors, this helps you to whether you wish to replace or you want to add to something existing. So in our case, we have done something from scratch, so you can simply click on no. And once you're done on that, it'll spread all the breakdowns over there. So it says here finished successfully, so you click on OK. If you wish to double check, you can click on the levels and go to mezzanine floor, and there we are under miscellaneous doors, and all of the details are there. Exactly the same should be there for floor 1 and floor 2. So we've got the same information. If you go to roof, it won't be there because we have not assigned it. Next, let's go back to ground floor and work on the miscellaneous windows for ground floor, and we'll do exactly the same concept by copy pasting to different floors. So to go to the windows or to miscellaneous windows, you simply click on the scroll down arrow over there until you get miscellaneous windows. So once you click on that, it'll give you again the calculation sheet that is empty. So once more, in order to do the inputs for that, double click on equation name. Exactly the same concept that needs to be followed, or that was followed with doors, you need to do with the windows. So here you need to select area of window. So just scroll down through the arrow over there, you'll get area of door and area of window. This is what you need to select by double clicking. And once you do that, you'll get the small window where it needs to show you the shape of the window and what does W and H refer to. So W refers to the longer side of the section, and H refers to the height or the shorter side of the section. And N means the numbers. So in our case, we'll just keep them as 1 because later on we need to assign the doors and window schedules to each of the location areas. So for our first very example, as a reference, we'll have this opening as 1 by 1. So you just keep it one by one and then calculate. Again, once you do that, it opens for you the rows. So we need to change the name as S1 as it is there in the drawing. S1. So you click on S1 over there and change the name. Once you want to add more details and more rows, again it's easier to click on that or highlight the whole row and then right click, insert identical data. The very first option once you do right click. And then you'll get the tabulated window over there. So you'll have here, this is the first breakdown that we have done. We need to do the breakdown number 2. So as an example for breakdown number 2, let's refer back to the drawing. Alright, so our drawing as an example is there. This is our window name as 07 and we got 1 by 1.35. So we need to put here the number or the name of the window as 07 and then we've got 1 and 1.35 as it is exactly in the example. So once you're done, once again click on insert and all the details will be there. So you've got the first option, which is the breakdown. You need to rewrite that, so it's S1 and the area of the window, the equation parameters and the quantity. So quantity is 1 for this and this is the quantity for that. And this is the sum for both of these windows. Now again, if you wish to check how you can do copy pasting them into other floors, it's exactly the same steps we've used for miscellaneous doors. So by clicking on the first row and dragging it and making sure it is orange color, it means that yes, they have been selected. And then right click, export breakdown or breakdowns data to copy paste them into new locations. Once more, we want to select our project and copy them in mezzanine, floor 1 and floor 2. And then finish a spread. Exactly the same steps. So we don't have existing data, we'll just click on no. And then you've got the items breakdown spreaded successfully. So that's click on OK. Now you've got all the details for the doors and the windows regarding the architectural finishing. Alright, so once we're done, you simply click on back to main screen. And it'll take us to the final station of EasyTender. So, just to give you an overview of where our quantities will be shown is under miscellaneous doors. This is the cumulative quantity for all floors. So it's 38 square meters. And for the miscellaneous windows, it's 9 square meters. Once again, this is the cumulative data for all floors. This is the initial step for the internal finishes. Please follow the next 2 videos where it explains how to assign the location areas into their relative finishing. Thanks for watching.